Hey guys, it's Mike G back. Um, I'm gonna be talking about like OG and his role on this team. And I think the other day I was thinking about it, and I came up with an interesting idea. I think no one's really talked about quite yet, so I'm gonna lay that out right now. Um, we all know OG is a great player. He's someone that provides excellent defense, 1 to 5, provides that three ball. But I think when you look at his growth necessarily, I think missing games has really stagnated his growth a bit, I think. Like, if you look, the three ball's looking great, we know that. But if you look at over here, look, see that his assists kind of like are where they are. His steals are where they are. His blocks are where they are now. His turnovers are similar. Everything's kind of similar. You increase his minutes, and he does give you a little bit more. But as a player, I think we might be looking at the plateau of him, kind of his development in a sense. And I think this time would be interesting to look at options for what we could get out on the market. I think if we look at the Blazers trade, which the report came out that Masai was asking the Blazers in exchange for OG, he was asking like the 7th pick in the draft that the Blazers had, another first, and either Nasir Little or Josh Hart. So I'm thinking like we have to take a look at what position each team is and what kind of culture and owner and stuff. And I think there's an interesting option for OG. OG to the Pacers, where he used to play as a Hoosier back then. And I think the owner has a real love of those kinds of players that have played in Indiana before and have actually like done well there. I think the way he likes to have his teams, he doesn't like to tank. So he'll want to compete with this new roster. And I think OG is a piece he really wants. I think Masai is willing to offer up Gary Trent Jr., but he really wants OG. So let's talk about what happens if OG gets traded. If OG gets traded, we're looking at Precious taking that role for the next couple of years. He's been able to kind of replicate some of the stuff that OG's been able to do, but I think he shows more promise with his offensive game, like dribbling the ball, being really fast with the ball and stuff, because his balance is way more like developed than OG's. So, what the trade for OG would look like, in my opinion, it would look like OG, Svi, Flynn for Turner and 2 Indy second-round picks. Oh, sorry, 2 Indy first-round picks. My bad. And I think that looks similar to the Blazers' offers, where Masai is asking for pretty much 2 firsts and a lesser prospect because the 1 first was really good. So if we take out the great first and put in a better player, I think that value kind of goes to what Masai was trying to get with that trade. And also, like, I think that would be really good so we could gear up around Scotty with those first round picks. I think this is a brilliant trade for the long run. I spoke about Gary Trent Jr. trade in my season review video, and we laid out what that would look like and stuff. I think this is probably even a better option. I think Indy is really looking at this right now Because if we look at it, OG's making 18 like Gary Trent Jr. So, and Turner's making 20. So we have to add a little money. So Malachi Flynn and Svi each earn 1 point something. So that looks like a little over 20 million for OG, Svi, and Flynn. And we're getting back 20 in Turner plus 2 first picks. So it would probably be the 2023 pick and the 2025 pick. And I think OG would do really good in the Pacers like system, working with Halliburton and stuff. I think he'd definitely get a bigger role there. I know that I think they were running O'Shea Brissett at that forward position. I think OG is definitely an upgrade to that. And I think he could really help them stay afloat while they're trying to develop their younger guys right now that they're trying to work into the system. Like they have Chris Duarte, they have Tyrese Halliburton, they have a couple of different guys, I think. But OG would fit nice with those two, I think, what they're trying to do. And we know what Masai can do with those firsts, man. That would be that would be a great trade tree. At first, Masai trades Rudy Gay for Grievous Vasquez and Patrick Patterson. Then we trade Grievous Vasquez for Powell and OG. Then we trade Powell to Gary Trent Jr. And now we could trade OG into 2 new draft picks. That's just ridiculous. Like the development that we're doing and the kind of value we're building in players is I don't think it can be matched. Miami's close, but I think we take it by a hair in that contest. We've shown what we've done with Precious, and I think Precious could really step into the OG role. I think this trade becomes viable because Precious is accelerating so quickly. I think he's going to have a great season this year. Nick Nurse said he's really taken the next step and put that mindset in himself to be better and take a massive leap. I think he wants to start. He wants to start and play some great minutes with Scotty and be the part of the future with Scotty. That's probably what he was told. And he needs to put in the work now if he wants to continue to be beside Scotty and hitch his wagon to Scotty like Fred VanVleet did to Pascal Siakam. But I think that's it for now. But it's a really interesting thought. I love OG. Whether we trade him or not, I love him. He's a great player. Don't get me wrong. I still think he's a championship piece. But I'm thinking about like the Raptors in a sense. Because we could keep him or trade him. It depends. But we need to get that value back in a trade. And I think Turner and 2 firsts would really be an excellent package for OG from Indiana. Where I think the owner would really love him and start to make him kind of like a star player along with Halliburton. Because he did play as a Hoosier. And I think that kind of like Reggie Miller as a Hoosier and all that kind of stuff really gets him going. And he always likes to compete. So that's my take on it. That's my logic behind kind of why the Pacers would pay that kind of price or want him. But, alright, thanks for listening. See you guys later.